It's me, Pavitran here. Today we're gonna do a weekly analysis and a small recap of how the last week levels have been played and what are the levels you should be watching out for. And as you can see on first of June, as you can see, it was a flat opening at 3:30 a candle. As a kind of a flat opening for me. I was expecting either a big green candle or a big red candle, but that did not happen. A small flat opening after the price was sustaining in this range bound thing. So I clearly mentioned to you that a strong close above $36 level on either on 4 hours candle or a daily candle will start a buying momentum to kick in very strongly. And just look out for what had happened on Monday. Kind of a range bound thing, then it fell down. After that it just got back up and it was trying to push to that upper levels. Once that you got a clear break of 36 level, you can see a small rally that was in daily. Even though I mentioned that levels to watch out for is somewhere around 35 80 to 90, so that is the region you should be concentrating on. That was the level which was given on Tuesday. It broke that level and it made a sharp rally after that. So this was the day on 2nd of June. If you can notice, a 4 hour candle got closed, a 10:30 candle I think, that closed above $36 level. So the buy level has been triggered. What is the target which I given to you is that somewhere around 38 and 40. Why 38? Because it's a stiff resistance. Now let's check what had happened at that level. So you can see on it fell down at somewhere around 6:30. After that it got back up and see the rally. It went straight to nearly 38. The next day somewhere came around a little retracement. Then after it had uh, tried to break past that um, $38. As you can see, again a big fall from there. So that was the major hurdle at 38, because it was a quite a stiff resistance to break. To break the 38 levels, you need a support of a good volume. Or good volume comes only when there's good news about the crude oil, or if an investor is going to pump in the market. They need some fundamentals to kick in, right? Either OPEC has to cut down the production drastically, or the lockdown has to be released, or demand must get increased. Without anything, how we can't be sure that it will stabilize. No, without being put in much effort, there won't be any stabilization left in the market. After that big fall from 38, you can just notice what the price had tried to do. It tries to go back. But, yeah, after a steep fall, price was automatically will go back, then it will reject from upper levels. As you can see, price was sustaining in that range for quite some time. On and third, the inventory data came. Inventory was a big boost for that, came as a positive, but prices fell down. Then it tried to go up, it can't able to sustain that fall. Then it came down, then it went up, then it came down. So price was in oscillation mode. It was kind of a range bound market for me. After this fall came, I was fully on sell on rise mode. It was very clear for me that 38 is going to act as a stiff resistance. Unless that gets broken, I will be on a sell on. This was the uh, technique, this was the trend which I've been posting on. Sell on rise is my strategy. And when was the actually it got broken is that this was the day on 4th of June. This was the day that I was actually confirming that okay, it was going to somewhat kind of change the trend. Till then I was in sell on rise. After this big break on I clearly said to one of my fellow mates, and in Friday's video also I was explaining to them that a strong close above $38 level, you can see the rally, and further strong close needed at 38.20. So if the both these levels, on the Friday video I just mentioned that this high, as you can see, rejected one. If this level first gets, that way somewhere around 37.60, if this level gets broken and closed, then there will be a chances of testing 38. Once the 38 gets chosen, then 38.20, if these three level gets broken, then rally is there. As you can see what had happened there, firstly at 11 o'clock this trend line got broken. Then during the next few hours that 37.60 level got broken. After that, see, it went to 38, price then rejected band strongly. So that was a quick rejection from the upper side. Then price suddenly at the next candle itself it got broken up and it just went above. Also you can see in that candle at 14:30, that was the candle, it broke off. You can see high as 38.25. So even that gave rejection. But what had happened, see, after that it closed above 38.20. This is the candle which closed above. Even this tried to pull down, but this is the candle which gives confirmation for you guys, because it's a kind of a bullish one. If these kind of bullish ones which appeared at the top of the resistance, there is maybe around 70 to 80% of possibility or accuracy that it is going to go higher. First indication is that it's a buy mode is the trend line got broken. Second indication for me that is 37.60 gets broken. I was waiting for 38.20. Oh, it will act as a stiff resistance, but for it I tried its level best to push the market from higher side to lower side. But then next candle buyer was so active, they started to push market further up. After that you can see what the rest is, as you know. Once that the 38.20 breaks, then 39 also got broken, then it was near to 40. So what are the levels you should be watching out for a coming week is clear that 40 will act as a strong resistance to me. So same like last week, a 4-hour candle or day candle is needed for me to close above $40. Only then I will be a buyer. Till then what I will do, what are the levels you should be watching out from the lower side is that where I have to be a seller. Right now you can't be a direct seller, you have to book your profits on selling side. So consistently you can't be you can't be saying that you should be trailing. No, trailing is not possible. It's a completely trending markets. The weekly is so bullish. There is no sign of weakness in the weekly levels. As you can check in a weekly, just a minute, oh, as you can check in a weekly one, there is a lot of green candles. From this week I was clearly mentioning to you guys that weekly is still bullish, there is no sign of weakness. For the total of 5 weeks, it's all showing bullishness. From 27th of April, bullishness, the next week bullish. So the total of 5 to 6 weeks, the total bullishness, there was no clear sign of bearishness to come into play. Even now the talks has been going in OPEC that Russia and its allies and Saudi Arabia and its allies, they are seeking for production cuts. They want to stabilize the market even further. Russia and Saudi Arabia, as usual, they started to complicate things and threatened based on their past accusation. They are trying to blame each one because on the maybe around 2 to 3 months back, they were not satisfied with the number of production cuts. Say, for example, Russia has said Saudi Arabia to cut somewhere around 9.5 or 10 billion barrels, but they were not okay with that. Even Saudi Arabia was quoting some number to Russia, but Russia was not very opportunistic to stick on to the number. They don't want to cut that much of production in crude oil. If they cut that much of production per day, then it will be huge loss for them. So they want to start to go head on with Saudi Arabia. And even Saudi Arabia was not okay with it. They said, okay, if you want to go start a war with me on a price war, then I'm not going to back down. So because of that, price fluctuated. As you know, all know, it came down to minus 37. And in the meantime, Nigeria and some of the Africans, I can't exactly remember the name of those, but Nigeria is the one very famous. Even Russia has been quoting that Nigeria should cut its production, and as far as US is concerned, they are saying that Mexico to increase the production cuts further, but they clearly said that they are not going to increase anymore. And US Donald came in for support of Mexico, and he clearly said that okay, if Mexico is not going to do that, then in behalf of Mexico we will do the production cut, so that we can able to stabilize the market. That was the news which was floating around, that made prices to go further higher and higher. And now new OPEC deal has been made by Russia. They agreed to cut the production till a month of July. So we still have 2 weeks. So that is a positive news which came recently. And what will be the effect of this positive news? Either it will going to be a big green one, hope so. If it's going to be a big green one, then a strong close above $40 levels on 4 hour candles, then that is going to be a buy trigger for me. If the buy is triggered, what are the levels you should be watching out for is, as usual, 41 and 42 is on the cards. 43 will be a huge resistance for me. As I've marked previously, right, this is the mm, levels which I have marked previously. As you can see on a monthly, whenever price was trading above that $40 levels, you can see price rejected from here. This is the level. See, as you can see that for green zone is a strong base one. This is the first time when price traded above 40. It took the support of 40, then it went near 254. Again price tested that 42 zone, then it went all the way up. Then price again came here down, then it went all the way up. So this is the strong level you should be watching out very carefully. Maybe around the profit booking might have started to come around that $40 levels, so we should be looking out very carefully on a $40. That's a psychological one. If it gets successfully broken, then 42 and 43 is on the cards. I will not be against the person who is holding till 43, but I strongly recommend that to try to trail the profits because it's trying to come near resistance. You might not know exactly how it's going to behave. Suddenly the next day, drop of $2 or $1 is possible, so you can't be very sure, right? So it's already it has seen somewhere around 4 to 5 weeks of a trending market, so it has to consolidate a big around 40. After 40, if it breaks out, then just go for short profits around 43, 44, because that region is going to be surely acting as a stiff resistance for me. 40 is my consideration. Even a fake breakout is also possible, so you should be very careful around that level. Once 40 is breakout, and if you are very sure of that, that is not a fake breakout, you can enter by keeping the stop loss well below the candle which has broken and closed. So that is a kind of a trade you can take it. That is what my suggestion would be too. I won't be entering in a buy side for that $3 rally, so I will just wait for a selling opportunity. Maybe around the good news is that Russia has agreed to the production cut for coming July. So that means if you can calculate, still 8 weeks of bullishness is left in the market, according to the news which has came in. So I will just stick on with my levels. I don't be expecting a huge one, like say after this news came, all were expecting a big gap up, so I won't be entering on the first of this candle which is going to form at 3:30 on Monday. No, I won't be doing that. I will be waiting for my levels to get active. That is what my analysis is saying. My analysis is saying that there is a resistance at $40 levels, be careful. So I have to follow that, I have to respect that. Maybe around close of $40 level on a 4 hour candles or a day candle, that clearly gives me a confirmation that okay, buyers are still in the market, there is no sign of weakness. Once it closes, then I will be in a trade. What is my target is that 40, 41 and 42. Because 42 I am not very, from 42 to 43 there is a huge monthly resistance. Big players will try to, already they might have placed order, they won't be sustaining, they can't be. That is what my analysis is saying. 43 to 42 will be the levels you should be watching out on the resistance zone. Maybe market can consolidate there, or market can even consolidate in this 40 region. Then once as any negative impact will try to push market further down. On the downside, what is the support you should be looking at is that 38 is a strong support which will try to bounce back from sharp quick ones, and as usual 36 will be the strong one. And what about 34? No, I'm not very sure of it. And 32. And finally, this level is the one to watch out for, is the $31 level. As I mentioned previously, is that as you can see, a large number of orders has been pushing the market up, since you can see somewhere around 30.80. These are the levels. Bulk orders may be placing lying here. Maybe a person who is pumped in money in these levels, they can, there is a possibility that it can again take support of this region. Once that the region gets broken, then 30, then 25, then 30 and 20, they're all in the cuts. I'll just put that levels of support and resistance in the description. I hope that will give somewhat of clear idea about how this week is going to behave, and what are the levels you should be watching out for. A trade with stop loss, that is the one thing which is going to save you from big losses. And try to trail your profits using trailing method, because that is the one thing that which will try to make your capital into doubled quite easily. If you're going to stick on with 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3, no, that is not how you're gonna make big money. If you're going to win, you have to win big. If you're going to lose, you have to lose small. That is what the game of probability is. So you should be losing only small amount of money by placing the right stop loss, entering at the right levels. And if you want to win big, you have to trail it properly, right? Without trailing it, you can't expect a huge money at overnight. So just play with the levels, wait for your levels good to get activated. Don't just do a fear of missing out trades. Even if you miss 1,000 trades, no problem. Always enter into the one trade which you feel confident and at your levels. If you keep on following the discipline, then no one is going to beat you. And this is what, these are the levels you should be watching out for. So kindly trade with stop loss or trade with hedge. Thank you.